let's hear from, officially, the largest content creator on YouTube.
Your first video is not going to give views, period. It's not. Your first 10 are not going to give views. I can very confidently say that.
Basically, in the beginning, your videos are going to suck.
This is my 10th episode. Hooray, I made it this far.
What if I told you that Social Security might be the biggest financial disaster in America? A program that every American worker is forced to pay into, and yet somehow there are people as old as 300 still collecting benefits. We're talking about a program every American worker pays into, and yet no one really knows if the money's actually there.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
And in just a couple years from now, experts believe Social Security will go broke.
Social Security's in trouble.
The program is quickly running out of cash.
Millennials and younger don't believe that they're going to see a penny of Social Security.
But did you also know there are more Social Security numbers in existence than there are actual living people? The government can't even track how many people are still getting checks that shouldn't be, and some of the fraud might be costing the taxpayers billions of dollars. In fact, recent discoveries show that the Social Security system still has people collecting benefits who are supposedly over several hundred years old, which is impossible because there's only a handful of people on Earth who live past 110. So either we've got the world's first vampires, or something really sketchy is going on. So if the government can't even keep track of who shouldn't be collecting Social Security, how do we trust them to manage the over $1 trillion a year that goes into the system? Somehow, some of these old Social Security numbers are still in use, and here's the real kicker. Social Security is projected to be fully insolvent within the next decade. That means unless something changes, benefits will automatically be cut by 20 to 25% across the board. If there's nothing to hide, then why not conduct a full public audit of Social Security? Why not verify exactly where the money's going and fix the errors that cost taxpayers billions? Until we get real answers, we'll never know. But what do you think? Do you think Social Security will survive, or are we watching the end of it in slow motion? And if you were in charge, what would you do? Would you raise payroll taxes, cut benefits, or raise the retirement age? Or do you think there's a better way? Oh, and one last question. Should we audit Social Security the same way we should audit Fort Knox? I think we should. Let me know what you think in the comments. I read all of them. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to see you back here next week. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
The Federal Reserve Bank just put out a concerning statement about our economy.
Here we go, right into
it.
it.
The Atlanta Fed just said that the United States economy is not expected to grow in the first quarter of 2025. It's not expected to stay the same. They are expecting our economy to shrink in the first quarter of 2025. This would be the first quarterly contraction for the United States economy since the first quarter of 2022. Now, if you remember what happened in 2022, we saw 2 quarters of economic shrinking. That is the technical definition of a recession, but we weren't declared to be a recession in 2022. And we also saw the stock market fall by around 20% in 2022. That's why in this video, I want to go over what's going on with the economy and what the Federal Reserve Bank said. That way you don't get misled by the headlines. And if you want to read the statement by the Federal Reserve Bank, I have that for you down in the description as well. Now, the first thing that I want to make sure is extremely clear is we have very little information. The Federal Reserve Bank put out essentially 2 sentences saying that we believe that the economy is going to shrink in the first quarter of 2025, and then they link to their chart showing that they believe that the economy is going to be shrinking in 2025. They didn't give any hard reasons, but we have a lot of people giving opinions. You have a lot of people giving their thoughts here. But I want to look at the hard facts, and then I want to talk about the opinions. Starting with the hard facts. One reason why people are talking about the economy shrinking is because imports have soared in the first quarter of 2025. This is what MarketWatch said. Imports have soared as businesses moved to get ahead of higher costs from proposed tariffs from the Trump administration. This increase in imports subtracts from GDP growth. What that means is we have a lot of businesses saying, We might see tariffs on Canada, Mexico, China. So let's get our stuff now before the tariffs happen. Let's buy a lot of stuff now before these tariffs happen. That way we don't have to worry about paying those tariffs in April, May, or June or beyond. And if you can stay calm, well, then you're not going to be enticed to buy something that you shouldn't. And you're not going to be enticed to sell something you shouldn't. See, it's the greed and fear. Those are the two emotions that not only drive markets, but they also are what drive media. Media loves selling you greed, they love selling you fear. They want to tell you that you're going to get rich if you buy this thing, or if you don't do this, you're going to lose all your money, because that's what drives clicks. I'm telling you this because I have a media company. I've seen it. And that's one of the reasons why I push Market Brief so hard, because all of our content is inside of one email, it's inside of one newsletter. So we don't have to have the same sensationalism, but this is where you got to understand the game. You got to understand how investing works. The best investors are the ones that don't get caught up in the emotion. They understand what's happening, and then they find the opportunity. That's what Wall Street is looking to do. And yes, we have some concerns about the economy shrinking, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. Of course, you want to be prepared for recession, but we don't know when the next recession is going to happen. You want to be prepared so when it happens, not if, but when it happens, you can capitalize on that opportunity. And again, I'll be keeping you posted here on my channel. We'll be keeping you posted on Market Briefs. And on a workshop on March 11th, I'll be talking about how you can capitalize on the investment opportunities that we're seeing happen around us right now. And with that, I will see you on YouTube tomorrow.
Well, that is a ton to take in right there. Did you get all that? What are your thoughts on Social Security and everything? I mean, I've been self-employed most of my life, being in entertainment industry. Social Security was never something that I imagined was on my horizon. Let's check in with Forbes now for the 10 richest people in the world.
Today on Forbes, the top 10 richest people in the world, March 2025. While the Trump administration spent much of February working to slash federal employment, stocks sagged, and the world's 10 richest people collectively got $140 billion poorer. Altogether, the top 10 richest are worth a notable $1.89 trillion, down from $2.03 trillion at the start of February. Our top 10 richest people on Earth list is as of March 1st, 2025 at 12 a.m. Eastern Time. As a reminder, stock prices fluctuate routinely, so the net worths on our list may change on a daily basis. Forbes tracks the daily changes on our real-time list of billionaires. Forbes has been keeping track of the world's billionaires since 1987. In April 2024, we found 2,781 of them for our annual list. Of the top 10 richest people in the world over the past month, Elon Musk was the biggest loser of the bunch. Though he still holds on to his spot as the world's wealthiest person, a sharp downturn in Tesla shares shaved $62 billion off his fortune, as the electric vehicle maker shed a remarkable 1/4 of its market valuation in February. A nearly 11% drop in Amazon's stock price in February erased more than $23 billion from Amazon chairman Jeff Bezos' fortune, dragging him down to the number 3 rank and making way for Zuckerberg to move ahead of him. And at number 10 is Steve Ballmer, the former CEO of Microsoft and the owner of the LA Clippers. A drop in Microsoft shares led to a $4 billion decline in Ballmer's fortune, which now is estimated to be $118.9 billion. For full coverage, check out the Forbes Wealth Team's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Which one do you vote for? So real quick, just want to thank you if anybody who's watching. This is my 10th episode. Hooray, I made it this far. So thank you for being here, and this is part of my learning journey. Learning about personal finance, learning about YouTube editing, and dedication to this one video a week discipline challenge I put myself in. So I'm on my way. Cheers.